Have you ever wondered if airlines hold back a few hidden perks, especially for older travelers? If you're over 70, you'll be delighted to know there are exclusive benefits tailored just for you. But they're not exactly advertised. From surprising discounts to little-known upgrades, these secrets could make your next trip more enjoyable and stress-free. Curious about what you might be missing out on? This video will uncover the 13 best-kept airline secrets designed to give senior travelers like you a smoother, more comfortable flying experience. Grab a cup of tea, settle in, and get ready to discover how to make the most of your journey. If you find this helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you'll never miss out on more insider tips and tricks designed with your needs in mind. Happy travels. 1. Secret savings with senior-only airfare. Airlines often keep senior discounts under wraps, but savvy travelers know where to find them. Some major carriers like United Airlines offer discounts for passengers aged 65 and older. By selecting the senior passenger option during booking, eligible fares are automatically applied. Delta and American Airlines also provide discounted rates, often anywhere from 5% to 15%, but you'll typically need to call customer service to unlock them. Why don't airlines advertise these savings? Discounts are often limited to specific routes or flights, so they keep them out of public view. Take a retired couple who called Delta to inquire about a senior rate for their cross-country trip. They saved over $200 on a pair of tickets. For your next booking, always check for options like seniors fares on the airline's website or call directly. A simple question can lead to significant savings, which airlines won't volunteer on their own. 2. AARP member discounts you'll love. Being an AARP member does more than provide access to newsletters and resources. It can also save you money on flight through unique partnerships. Some airlines quietly offer exclusive deals to AARP members that you won't see advertised. British Airways, for instance, provides AARP members discounts of up to $65 on economy and $200 on business class round trips between the US and Europe. Similarly, AARP has partnerships with US carriers to offer occasional promotions, and their travel center can reveal special fares or vacation packages for seniors. For example, a couple celebrating their milestone anniversary saved $130 on British Airways tickets to London simply by applying an AARP discount code. Deals like these aren't widely publicized, so it pays to explore the benefits through AARP's travel platform. Before booking an international or domestic flight, always mention your AARP membership or check their site for offers. These discounts might not pop up automatically, but they're invaluable once uncovered. 3. Streamlined security for seniors. Did you know that airport security is less of a hassle for travelers aged 75 and up? Surprisingly, the TSA has special guidelines to make the screening process smoother for older passengers, though you wouldn't know it unless you dig a little. If you're 75 or older, you can keep your shoes, light jackets, and belts on during security screening, similar to the benefits TSA PreCheck members enjoy. Seniors are also often directed to shorter lines or given expedited screening that avoids some of the more cumbersome checks, like removing laptops or liquids. A recent traveler, age 76, shared how he politely mentioned his age to a TSA officer and was immediately sent to the metal detector line rather than the full-body scanner. He breezed through security without the usual stress. The key: politely inform TSA staff about your eligibility when going through screening. It's a small step, but it can save you both time and physical effort on busy travel days. 4. TSA Cares for supportive screening. Navigating security can feel overwhelming, but TSA Cares is an underutilized program that offers personalized assistance to seniors and travelers with medical needs. Whether you have mobility limitations, medical devices, or simply need extra help, contacting TSA Cares 72 hours before your flight can make your trip much easier. Through this program, you can request a passenger support specialist to assist you at the checkpoint. For instance, a traveler in his late 70s with Parkinson's disease was assigned a specialist at LAX who helped him through a private screening while ensuring he avoided crowded lines. It transformed a stressful process into a calm and manageable experience. Additionally, TSA offers medical notification cards that discreetly inform officers about any health conditions, such as a pacemaker or hip replacement, making the screening process less invasive. Always plan ahead by reaching out to TSA Cares to ensure smoother navigation through the airport. 5. Early boarding for a stress-free start. One of the lesser-known but incredibly helpful options available to senior travelers is pre-boarding. This allows you to board the plane ahead of the general boarding groups, so you can take your time, walk down the jetway at a comfortable pace, and settle into your seat without feeling rushed. Airlines are actually required by regulations to provide pre-boarding to any passenger with a disability or a need for extra time, and this includes many older adults who may not move as quickly as they once did. The key is to inform the gate agent before boarding begins. Simply approach the attendant, explain that you'd like additional time to board, and they will issue you a pre-boarding pass or invite you to enter the plane ahead of the first boarding group, even before first-class passenger. This invaluable tip ensures you avoid the crowds and gives you a calm, easy start to your flight. Many seniors find it a game changer as it reduces stress and anxiety about navigating the boarding process. Never hesitate to ask for this benefit. It's your ticket to a more relaxed experience. 6. Complimentary wheelchair and cart assistance. Airports can be physically demanding, especially for seniors who find walking long distances a challenge. What many don't know is that airlines are required to provide wheelchair assistance free of charge. This valuable service can be requested ahead of time or upon arrival at the airport. Once you've arranged for assistance, the airline staff will accompany you from the check-in counter all the way to your gate, ensuring you reach your flight on time and without the physical strain. Don't worry about having to push the wheelchair yourself. Trained personnel will handle that for you. They also assist with carry-ons and can help with transfers between gates or stops at restrooms if needed. Even if you don't use a wheelchair daily, this service is available to anyone who needs a bit of extra help navigating large airport terminals. For instance, an 80-year-old with knee issues might be perfectly fine at home, but find a cross-terminal walk exhausting. Airports also offer electric cart services for seniors who need to cover long distances but prefer not to use a wheelchair. These motorized carts can be a lifesaver, especially in sprawling hubs. If you have a travel companion, they will often be allowed to ride along with you, making the process even more convenient. Plan ahead when possible by notifying your airline at least 48 hours before your flight to ensure smooth arrangements. 7. Gate escort passes for peace of mind. For seniors who might feel overwhelmed by the idea of navigating airport procedures alone, there's a little-known service called the Gate Escort Pass. Airlines allow a family member, friend, or caregiver to accompany elderly or disabled travelers right up to the boarding gate, even if they aren't flying themselves. What's the process? When you check in at the airline counter, ask for a gate escort pass. You'll need to show identification and explain that a companion is assisting an elderly traveler. Once issued, this pass allows your escort to pass through security and join you all the way to the gate. This option is especially useful for nervous seniors, those with mobility challenges, or anyone who might need extra help navigating the terminal. For example, a daughter using this service can ensure her 90-year-old mother reaches the boarding gate, finds her seat, and is settled before takeoff. Similarly, a family member can meet grandma at the gate when she lands, ensuring she isn't left to wander the terminal alone. Remember, most airlines limit this service to one escort per traveler. It's perfect for offering that extra layer of support and comfort, whether you're departing or arriving. 8. Extra allowance for medical essentials. Traveling with medical equipment. Good news, federal guidelines allow medical devices to be brought on board flights without counting them as part of your carry-on baggage allowance. This means you can pack everything you need without leaving critical items behind. Common examples include CPAP machines for sleep apnea, portable oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, or mobility aids. These items are considered essential and fall outside of the usual restrictions on carry-on bag. You're allowed to bring your regular carry-on and personal item along with any medical devices you need. Unfortunately, many seniors aren't aware of this benefit because airlines often hide it in the fine print. As a result, they might unnecessarily check their devices or leave them at home. However, this is your right as a passenger. Be sure to inform the airline when you arrive at the gate, and they'll accommodate your needs without issue. For example, a senior traveling with a CPAP machine can rest assured knowing they'll be able to bring the device into the cabin in addition to their regular luggage. Just remember to pack your medical items carefully, ensuring they're easy to access and within regulation for security check. 9. Flexible liquid rules for medical and nutritional needs. If you've flown recently, you know how strict the TSA's liquid rules can be. Everything must fit into tiny 3-4 ounce bottles. However, if you need to carry medically necessary liquids or nutritional supplements, there's good news. This restriction doesn't apply to items you need for your health or well-being. For senior travelers, this exemption can make flying far less stressful. Whether it's insulin, liquid medications, special dietary supplements, or liquid food products required for medical reasons, these items are allowed in larger volumes. All you need to do is inform the TSA officer at the security checkpoint and separate these items from your other carry-on. They might inspect or test these liquids for safety, but they won't ask you to throw them away. For example, if you're traveling with prescription skin creams or extra bottled water for hydration due to a medical condition, you can take what you need. The key is being upfront about your requirements. By planning ahead and packing these essentials properly, you can ensure a smooth experience through security while bringing everything you need for your trip. 10. Free transport for mobility aid. Mobility aids like wheelchairs, walkers, and scooters can be a lifeline for many seniors. What airlines don't often advertise is that these essential items can be checked and transported for under federal law. Assistive devices don't count toward your baggage allowance, and airlines cannot charge a fee for them. For instance, if you're traveling with a cane or folding walker alongside your suitcase, the mobility aid travels without extra cost. Even if you're bringing bulkier equipment like a motorized wheelchair, it's the airline's responsibility to safely transport it and return it to you promptly upon landing. Additionally, most large planes have a dedicated storage area to stow folding wheelchairs, allowing them to remain in the cabin rather than being sent to cargo. If you're worried about damage to your mobility aid, know that airlines are fully liable to repair or replace any assistive device they mishandle, regardless of its cost. You can also use your wheelchair up to the plane door, where it can be gate checked and returned immediately after landing. These policies make it easier to travel confidently, knowing you'll always have access to the support tools you need. 11. ID leniency for senior travelers. Valid identification is required for flying, but TSA has surprisingly lenient policies for senior travelers when it comes to ID issues. If your driver's license or state ID has expired within the past 12 to 24 months, TSA will often still accept it for domestic flights. This is particularly reassuring for retirees who don't regularly renew their IDs if they no longer. Even if you find yourself at the airport without any ID at all, perhaps it was misplaced or left behind, TSA has policies to help. You'll need to complete a form and answer some personal questions, so they can confirm your identity using secure database. While this process may involve some additional screening, most passengers are ultimately permitted to board their flight. For seniors, in particular, this flexibility can be a lifesaver, preventing unnecessary stress during travel. The key takeaway is simple: don't panic if your ID doesn't meet the typical standards. Communicate your needs calmly, and TSA will work with you to verify your identity and keep your travel plans intact. 12. Comfort first seating adjustment. Finding the right seat can make all the difference during your flight, especially if you have specific needs due to a health condition or reduced mobility. What many travelers don't realize is that airlines are required by law to accommodate seating requests for passengers with disability. This could mean gaining access to more spacious seats like those in the bulkhead or an aisle seat that allows extra legroom, and yes, it's often free of charge. Imagine you're a senior traveler with severe arthritis that limits knee movement. Airlines cannot charge you for such modifications because these adjustments are part of the accommodations mandated by the Air Carrier Access Act. Similarly, if you're flying with a caregiver or personal assistant, they are entitled to sit next to you even if it requires rearranging seat assignments. A practical example: a senior traveler explains her mobility limitations. While checking in at the airport, the gate agent finds an available bulkhead seat and ensures she's seated comfortably, allowing her companion to sit nearby to assist. The key is to communicate your needs early during booking or check-in to take full advantage of this lesser-known, yet invaluable. 13. Compassionate waivers and medical consideration. Life sometimes throws unexpected challenges our way. From medical emergencies to loss of loved ones, what many seniors might not know is that airlines have policies in place to ease the financial burden during such tough times. These compassionate waivers allow airlines to refund or credit tickets and waive hefty fees for cancellations or changes when circumstances beyond your control arise. If you or a family member falls seriously ill before your flight, providing a doctor's note can serve as documentation to request a fee-free cancellation or ticket refund. Similarly, in the unfortunate event of a death in the family, airlines like Delta and United may allow you to cancel a non-refundable ticket or make adjustments without penalty by submitting appropriate paperwork. For example, a senior traveler diagnosed with a sudden illness days before her flight simply submits a physician's letter to her airline. The airline, understanding her situation, issues a travel credit and waives the cancellation fee, allowing her to rebook the trip when she's better. Though rarely advertised, these compassionate policies bring a much-needed sense of relief during difficult moments. Always reach out directly to the airline to explore your options. Kindness and flexibility often extend further than you might think. Air travel can feel overwhelming, especially for seniors, but with the right information, it can also be incredibly rewarding. These 13 little-known airline benefits work to make flying more comfortable, manageable, and even enjoyable for seasoned travelers. From special discounts and extended assistance to flexible rules and thoughtful accommodations, these hidden perks are designed to address your needs every step of the way. By taking advantage of these opportunities, you can reduce stress and enhance the quality of your trip. letting the joy of exploring new destinations shine through. Remember, these benefits are there for you to use, so don't hesitate to ask or plan ahead to make the most of your travel. If you found these tips helpful, why not stay informed? Subscribe to our newsletter for more valuable insights and practical advice to make your journeys smoother, safer, and more delightful. Here's to many happy and hassle-free adventures ahead.